way home, we decided to stop at Hessenpark. It's like an outdoor museum. It has numerous very old buildings that have been relocated to the park area. That you can go in and you can see what life was like, things that they used to do. Really geared towards history buffs and even kids. They have places where there's a bunch of animals. This section that we're looking at right now is inside the building from the late 1800s. It was relocated, and it has pictures and different areas locally that have different historical meaning behind them, but is a very large park. It's not bad. It's 23 euros for a family and a dog. So yes, a dog. So it's pet friendly. We are just starting off. So we're right down in this area. We have this whole village of different buildings that they've relocated, and this whole other expanse all the way around. Various different things to go see. So let's go see. Built 1685, and it says that it was in such bad condition that it couldn't be completely rebuilt, but they still use the bottom floor. They did get that rebuilt. So it was a 3-story residential building. See some of these other ones, kind of plain. This one, that one right there was from the 1500s actually. This one with the outcropping. That's pretty awesome. You see the detail up there in the woodwork. It was also the late 1500s when that one was originally built. And then you have, like that one has a bunch of paintings on the sides. And then going around that way, a lot of detailed woodwork in that golden reddish one, and then all these other little ones around here. That one's got a cool lean going on with it. But each one, almost every single one of these has either a store or another piece to the museum in it where you can go see new stuff. But it's cool. This cool green building is from the 1600s. Thought you guys might like to at least go inside one of them. I'm sorry, from the year 1700. As you can see, it's an old store. A lot of old products, how they used to look. There's obviously multiple decade time periods that these are covered. And that one's upstairs is blocked. And they had a storeroom back in here. And out here into even more buildings. And then this little section out here has several little billboards. They're both in German and in English, so they're easy for either language. But it tells how and why they built the structures with the external cross beams as such. And talks about how early they were mentioned, which was like 1st century by the Romans, how it was cut, how it was put into place. And then it even has a couple of them in here that shows along the way how they're built with the little tiny twigs basically in between The main things holding together all the clay as it dried. And the other ways where they did the building, wood slats, and then they laid all the clay to dry. And then this kind of shows you each one of those points. On each side there's one of these, tells you the importance of each one of them and what they're called and why they're there. This cool building over here has actually got a big section of it opened up. It's like an old barn of some sort. Hope for cooling summer, I guess, for the animals to get better air. This one was built in 1706. Yep, it was a barn. You can see on the inside, it's used for storage of stuff right now. But like I said earlier, a lot of these are little miniature museums. Each one of them has something different. There was one that talked about what happened to the Germans that were prisoners post World War II, and there's another one that showed the different foundry items in the area. This is a newer building from 1900. But there's every single one of them has something to see or check out, something. So this is a nice combination building, 1749. So that place right there is actually a house. It's still made out to be a house from like 1802. There's a couple other ones. Looks like that one needs a little bit of repair work. It opens back out into another big open area with a whole bunch more houses, and that's where all the animals start. They have hogs and all sorts of other things running around in there, just closed in areas. Each one of these is all restored, and like I said, some of them have stuff in it, some of them don't. This one right here looks really nice with the inscribing on the top. And it is from 1789 actually. Let's walk through it right quick. So this one is a museum. It's not made out to be a house. Different odds and ends. Some woodworking tools over here. Here's some more woodworking. Different ages of some of those tools, dating all the way back into the mid 1800s. Here's some more with the early 1800s, most of them in the early 1900s and late 1800s. Cool oven right there. It's definitely a little modernized. She looks excited right there. They do have some of the interactive things throughout the museum. And there we go. To a dining room, beds, a crib, a trunk with some clothing. Well, she looks a little more excited than the other. And upstairs, ironically, this is very similar to the last one that did have a house. Material geschrieben. It has their names carved into it. Yeah, about that. And then a little film, I guess. Yeah, it has different screens on it. That tiny little building. In 1717. Back here you got a bit of a gardening area, several different buildings. Another little square type area. So far we are right here. Took a long ways to go. Another area we'll head down to here in just a second. This building looks pretty cool though. This is Ashley's little camera shy today. Cool little ports right there. 1504. It's just a house, two-story house. But it's all about the wildlife and preservation of the biodiversity in the Hessenpark. Here we got some old farm equipment from different time periods. Up here into the 1950s and 1960s combines. Over here, much older horse-drawn equipment. This was from like 1920s. And then these other combines. This one a little bit later. This piece from 1933 or 53, sorry. Much older. Ironically, this basic little wagon that they have right here. When I was in Romania, I've seen quite a few of these on the side of the road where they were nice and piled on with hay like that. That was only a few years ago too. That's the crazy part about it. And then here's the rest of that last combine. So over kind of behind me right now is a kids play area. I don't want to video it. But you can see there's more buildings down there. And then there's a cool place to eat, get a drink, ice cream, whatever right there. Down here, you can see where we're at now. We're all the way up here. So we've gone through all of that area. We still got to finish going out there to the windmill, and then we'll walk back around. So we're getting close to about halfway right now. So, but there's still some more animals around. See, they're restoring that one right now. Not building, excuse me. And then back here is another barn. So all of this equipment is, or all this housing is from Hessen, the state, just various areas. Quite a few barns, houses and such. And then there's animals here and there. So well, this is the second windmill. There's actually one further down. Sun's pretty bright behind it, but notice you can get inside this one. Kind of cool. It's a big control arm right there to be able to move the whole thing. It's really cool. All pivots right up there. This was built in the late 1869, so much newer than the ones that we've seen up in the Netherlands, but still definitely nothing new. There's the pivot point, which swings around depending upon the direction of the wind. Here's a picture of it before it was torn down. You can see it was missing the blades and everything. And there's another one in much worse condition. But as with most of these buildings out here, they were really bad condition when the museum got a hold of them. And then the museum brought them here and rebuilt them to be able to display them and preserve them. Go up top. There's a bunch of piles of wood that they've protected that look like they're either more buildings that they got to rebuild, or it's pieces that they've restored over time. This is cool because we can actually see the cogs up close. See the actual individual teeth all easy replaced the way they designed them, because those are obviously going to wear out pretty quickly. But cool, anywho. One of the Rolling Stones. And there's our way back down. Right there actually is a small footpath for the kids. It's maybe like 30-40 meters for small kids. Okay, so that's it from here. We didn't want to show you guys all of it, of course. We'll let you guys come up here and adventure for yourselves. For other things in this other area, or in this area, my apologies, you can see there is the Romer Castle in Salzburg, and the Opal Zoo is actually really good for kids. Last time we were here, Jess took them there, and they really enjoyed it. It was a really good museum. You see there's all sorts of other little things in this area according to this map. It's not far from Wiesbaden, and Kaiserslautern is about an hour-and-a-half drive, so it's still not that bad. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.